Hello, and welcome to the Showdown, baby. Yes, we are. This is the Showdown. We are back, and we love that y'all are joining us. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If you like what you see, like what you see. Right, and we got a great show lined up for you tonight. And then the house with me, of course, I'm your boy OG Tim Wilson. I keep saying OJ Tim Wilson, and I'm about to cut up in this bitch. So yo, this OG Tim Wilson, and I am here with the Nasty Boys, Big Ed and Waves. What up, though, fellas?
What up, fellas? What up? What up?
That's good.
Wait. Okay, Waves got that delayed reaction for the second week in a row. What's up with David? What's going on with that delayed reaction you got? Just sit there quiet.
I ain't gonna front this that legalized stuff. That's what it is.
Oh, dude, come on. Now stay off of it. I done gave up the gummies, and look how my energy has changed. My energy is all back because I got them gummies out my life. I am gummy free now. No more gummies. I am gummy free, and my energy has changed. My energy has boosted. That said, let's do this. We got a great show. We got a lot to talk about, a lot going on. Let's do this shot, and let's get this party started. Bingo, bongo, to all my fantasy football players, baby. But ready to kick that ass.
Wee.
Woo! We got a big week coming up, man. It's a lot of. I got these weekday drafts this week, man. They kind of messing me up with that because I work long hours, man. So I got money drafts that's going on while I'm gonna be at work. They're gonna be happening while I'm on my way home from work.
Oh, damn.
So I gotta set up my pre-draft stuff so that when I get home, I'm probably gonna miss like the first 3 to 5 rounds. So my first 3 to 5 rounds gonna be auto pick, but it's gonna be okay because it's gonna be picking from my queue, and I set my queue up in every draft with my top 200. So I'll be all right. I'm okay. Good. I'm good for 5 rounds.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
I am good for 5 rounds. So
Well,
I ain't worried about it. I'm gonna auto draft y'all ass kicks.
Speaking of drafts, we had a few this past weekend. How John's draft stuff?
I feel great, man. I feel great about my drafts, man.
Yeah.
I was. Go ahead, Big Ed.
Oh, no, I was going to say, go ahead and finish.
Oh no, I'm gonna go let you go ahead. I've been talking. I've been doing all the talking. I need to shut the fuck up.
I had a couple good drafts. I'm really proud of my I'm really pleased with my smoke session draft. I think I did good in that one.
Your smoke session draft had some controversy, from what I understand.
Yeah, it did. Because there was player limits.
Okay.
You know, you could only pick so many running backs, so many receivers, and people was getting pissed off about it.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
I did like 20 mock drafts in that league, and it went just the way it was supposed to play out.
Okay, all right. What did you think about that draft, Waves?
I didn't mind it personally. It's like I was saying in the chat for the draft is we're all dealing with the same rules. We have the same limits. We're making it work. I only see 2 people whining about it.
Yeah, and I didn't read the whole thread, so I don't know what all was said, but I did see it was the BS bitches. I mean, the BS Barbies. Them bitches from Broad Street. I saw that they were whining again for the second week in a row, and so I'm not going to use them as my topic of parental advisory again. I wasn't there. I just saw some of the aftermath of it, but I did see that they were bitching about it. And I'm gonna give them a pass on this one. If you didn't see it coming, it'll catch you off guard. It can be frustrating. I'm in another league like that. One of my family leagues, and it always frustrated me at first. But like Wade said, you adopt and you overcome, and or you adapt and you overcome. You know, you don't adopt, you adapt. You adapt and you overcome it, and you know. And I've been in the last 3 Super Bowls, won one of them, won the last one. I'm the reigning champ, actually. So uh, it actually kind of played to my favor. But where I do agree with him on, especially I know Ricardo was the one that said it. Where I do agree with him on is, and it's the same complaint I had in the other one, is that I don't carry a backup kicker. I don't carry a backup defense. Defense don't get hurt.
Right.
You know, defense don't get hurt. Defense you only just got to switch them out on a bye week. And normally on a bye week, I switch out my defense and I stay with the defense I switched out to for the rest of the year. I don't even switch back. So I don't need a backup defense. I don't need a backup kicker because the kicker the same rule. I don't do kicker. Kickers rarely get hurt. I've only had one time since I've been playing this game that a kicker got hurt, and it just rarely ever happens. So at the bye week, I switch to another kicker, and rarely do I hold on to that kicker to put him back in when it's over. I normally just roll with the other kicker because it's a fucking kicker.
Right.
Right? And it's defense. So to force me to carry two of them was a problem for me. And that was more frustrating than the position limits.
See, I did my whole draft. I did my whole draft, and I only got one defense.
Yeah, but still,
and there is no kicker.
Okay, I hear you, but what I'm saying is, to be forced to carry two kickers, two defenses is kind of bullshit, because either that or I have empty spots on my team.
Right.
You know, I don't because that could be empty bench spots that I could use. You could use those allocations to give me more allocations towards running back, wide receiver, a quarterback, or you know, some of the position players that I do carry more of multiples of. That said, it worked in my favor because I was in Sandusky, Ohio, and I was not able to attend the draft. So I was on auto draft. And because I was on auto draft and my shit is laid out, set up the way it's set up, it forced me to only, once I had my limit of running backs, it forced to skip whatever other positions that was next. You know what I'm saying? If I had the same position set up next, instead of consistently drafting the same position over and over again, it pushed down to the next position that I still had allocations
right.
for. And you know, the next player that I was able to have an allocation for. So it actually worked out for me because I auto drafted, and I've glanced at the team. It looks okay. It looks cool. It looks. I wasn't mad at it, but I didn't stay long because I passed on all the bitching. I didn't want to partake. You know, I wasn't
right.
There. So I said my piece.
Right.
The bitching is really. It's getting on my nerves. I'm too old for the bitching. I just don't want to hear it. I'm good, you know. But I did okay with that one, though. Yeah. What was the other one?
The best free league.
Yep.
Oh.
On Yahoo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love my draft in that one.
Long ass draft.
Not for me.
Oh man, it was long as hell. I was sitting here in my living room watching TV doing it. It took almost 2 hours.
Yeah, not for me.
So, but yeah, I got all the starters that I wanted, and then I was like, man, I got to get out of here. I got to do something else. So I clicked it on auto draft. I did okay. Not.
I love my draft in that league. So I picked all my starters on my bench, and then I auto drafted kicker, defense, IDPs because I'm better at everybody than that anyway. So I just wait and do it after the fact. So yeah, and you know what? I got an F in my draft, and when I went to my first week, I played Johnny the Mechanic first week, and I looked at it and I was like, damn, I've got a 1% chance of winning. I said, was my team really that bad? I didn't feel like I drafted that bad. So I said, first of all, let me get my kickers and my defenses, all the shit that auto drafted. Let me go ahead and fix that. So I picked up a kicker. I picked up Dicker the kicker. I picked up the defense. I got the Vikings defense. And then I've swapped out all of my IDPs, and I went from a 1% chance of winning to a 49% chance of winning. I said that's more like it. Now I'm damn. I went from 99% chance to lose to damn near 50-50 chance to win. So I'm good, and I feel good about it. And I just think niggas ought to be nervous when they play me because I'm coming to win this shit. My team is right. Waze, was you in the best free league?
I
Okay.
I had a pretty decent draft in my opinion. It gave me a D grade, but that is what it is. I got some injury news that I got work into my team now. But
Okay.
otherwise, man, it is what it is. I picked the way I picked. You already know. I'm a kind of an eccentric when it comes to my picks, but it works out for me every year, anyways.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Waze will sometimes pick guys that he could have picked later. That's one thing. That's the only thing that irks me is like the first 3 rounds is just easy, and then once you get past the third round, then it becomes about outsmarting your opponent. Don't try to outsmart anybody in the first 3 rounds. Just grab the right. Just grab the names.
Right.
I was in another draft, and they talking about we drafted terrible. Chris been talking all this shit about how terrible I drafted. Somebody on the Midwest Monsters and the leaders of the new school drafted Micah Parsons in the first round. I'm like, this nigga's grabbing ITP first round. You niggas is terrible. Y'all niggas talking about us. Come on, man.
Goodness.
Are we serious? Are we seriously? Come on, man. Let's go. Whatever. We gonna see. We gonna see. So yeah, it was very different. I've never seen that one before, but everybody got their own thing about it. There is a lot not IDP in that league, though. I will say to their defense, not that defense. That's indefensible to me. First round, nigga, you out your rabbit ass mind. But anyway. Because Justin Jefferson was still on the table, and this motherfucker picking Micah Parsons. Anyway, there is more points awarded for defense. IDP has more awarded points than the average league. There's quite a few of them. There's some heavy hitters in there, but man, I had a league called Defensive Struggle. And I'll bring it back. The only reason I haven't brought it back because at the time, Flea Flicker was the only place I could do it on, and Flea Flicker sucks. But it was like you didn't have an offensive bench, no bench players for your offense. You had to pick your offensive players, and there's no bench for the offense, right? So you allocated one quarterback, one running back, one receiver, one tight end, done, and the rest is all defense. And quite frankly, the offense was still the key to winning that league. Offense was still the key to winning that league. Defense was getting points for all kind of shit. Defensive players, because the point was to make it. The IDP is how you win this league. Man, offense still came down to offense. So I don't give a fuck what they thinking and what they talking about. IDP is not gonna be that much of the difference maker if your offense ain't shit. It's not gonna do it.
Right.
A good offense can carry a bad defense, but a bad defense is not a good defense is not going to carry a bad offense.
What league you're talking about? Is that 17 rounds?
Huh?
Is that 17 rounds?
What?
Another Yahoo league. 17 rounds we did.
I think so.
I
don't know. After I did my starters and my bench, I auto drafted the rest of the way.
It was like 29.
Yeah,
it's a big roster.
It was like 29 rounds.
No, I'm saying
it's a big roster. But after I got my starters and bench, I auto drafted the rest. I left. I was done. So I was like, I got all my key players. I'll figure the rest out later. I'm out. I had another draft to prepare for.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, and, Monday was a big day of drafts. So I had 3 drafts that day and 2 on Saturday.
Yeah, I got 3 drafts during the week this week. I got drafts all weekend, and I think I got one Monday night too. And the class draft is coming next week, so that's going to be the big one, of course. So it's been a lot going on, and I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying my drafts. I'm pretty happy with the bulk of my drafts. I feel like my drafts get better as we get later, closer to the season, because so much more new information comes about. And by this time, and by the time the class draft comes, it's going to be so much information on the table that my drafts evolve and get a lot better and get a lot smarter. So I'm still pretty happy with the bulk of my drafts.
Right.
And,
I'm
yes,
happy with mine so far.
yes, I will go back to back in the Dynasty League, by the way.
Okay, see, this does not have a team element, and you gotta get through me first on that one.
Yeah, the Dynasty League, I do plan to go back to back. So that just to get that out the way. What else going on, Waze?
Man. You guys ready for some?
By the way, before you go ahead, I want to give a big up to the Broad Street Bullies Facebook group, and I also want to give a big up to the Southwest Fantasy Football group. The two best groups out there. SWFFG is the most fun fantasy football group there is in the land, so make sure you join it. The BSB, good information. They don't do all the bitching in the group. They do all their bitching on the league pages. So it's cool. It's good information, and it's worth paying attention to. Whereas the SWFFG is just way too much fucking fun. So if you can, Southwest Fantasy Football Group on Facebook, give it a join and give it a check. Check it out, join it, and enjoy. All right, man. I'm sorry. I just wanted to give up props on that because that's where most of these leagues that we talk about are taking place, and that's where they derive from.
Yeah. You guys ready for some hot takes?
Yes, absolutely.
Hot takes.
Hot takes. Hot cakes.
So we're gonna start off with Calvin Ridley. Will finish the season as a top 10 receiver.
I don't know. There's a lot of guys, man. I mean, it's not.
It's not a cold take.
I agree. It's not I agree with that. That's the best way to put
I'm
it.
lukewarm on that one.
Me too.
Yes.
Me too. It's not like something that would be like a wow if it would have happened. I just don't think it's
With the way
Doing that.
Trevor Lawrence has been on fire these last few seasons, I could definitely see it being a possibility. But at the same time, there's some big names out there, some big combos out there as
a
far
lot
as
of guys.
wide receiver quarterback combos. So it's stiff competition.
Agreed.
I see him getting 1,000 yards.
I can see it.
Okay.
Next hot take. The Falcons will be the 7th seed in the NFC playoff picture.
Shit.
What that little kid on TikTok say? A bullshit.
That's
Bullshit.
That's it. Yeah, no, I'm as much as fuck Carlton. No, I'm not going there with you.
That's gonna be the Bills. I'm the Bears.
Oh,
No, fuck that. No,
good Lord, I know he did not. He said
won't
that.
be the Bears either. No, it won't be the Bears. Won't be the Bears.
He can't even take that.
We talking opposite sides of the spectrum now.
I don't know.
Billy will be closer to the top. The Bears will be closer to the bottom.
I don't know because they lost
I know you don't.
seven
Because you're a
of their
Bears
losses.
fan and you're blinded by your Bears fandom. That's why you don't know. Anybody else that's watching the game know that the Bears are going to be closer to the bottom.
No.
Billy going to be closer to the top.
Okay, let me throw this out there for you. Last year, the Bears had 7 losses that were by 1 score. 4 of those losses were by 3 points.
Okay.
And
So
where I come from, you know what a loss is?
A loss,
Thank you very much. Next.
but the games were a lot closer. To
You know what? You know the only thing worse than the only thing that's worse than getting blew out is a good fucking loss. You cannot measure a motherfucker by a good loss. That's I learned that a long time ago. Mike Tyson taught me that. Never judge somebody by a good loss.
And not the good losses like it's been a close game, but like you had a legit shot at winning. And it's nothing like the Bears and Cody Parkey in the playoffs with a double doink.
Yeah, I remember Razor Ruddock and Mike Tyson battled it out, and Mike Tyson knocked him out. And everybody was saying, "Oh, that Razor Ruddock," but he fought. He was so tough. He was so tough, and he got a championship. He got a championship fight after that against Lennox Lewis. Motherfucker got knocked out in the first round, and that was the lesson. Never judge a motherfucker by a good loss, cause it's still a fucking loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got one more hot take, and then
Okay.
if you guys got any, you can throw some out.
I got one.
All right. Here's this last one. Kenny Pickett will be selected to play in the Pro Bowl and not as a last minute, we need a guy, a type of pick.
Shit. No, he won't.
If
No,
he does,
the
it'd
hell
be
he
as a
won't.
backup.
No, he won't even be a backup. Man, it's the AFC, bro.
Yeah.
We got Aaron
Justin
Rodgers,
Herbert, Aaron Rodgers,
Justin Herbert, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson,
Tua.
Josh Allen, Tua. Come on, man.
Yeah, nah,
Give me a
Kenny
break.
Pickett ain't gonna make that.
Give me a break. Miss me with that, man. That is cold take. That is cold butter. Oh, absolutely not. Now,
He has been hot. This
I don't
preseason,
give a
though.
damn. He ain't gonna. We ain't even mentioned Joe Burrow. Oh, we throwing all these names out, and look at the names we still didn't mention. Come on, man. Give me a break. Deshaun Watson, man. No, nope. Too much competition in the AFC. Too many
Now,
names.
here's one. Russell Wilson will
What
be in the
about-
Pro Bowl.
No. Nope.
You
I
don't think
don't
Sean
see it.
Payton can bring it out of him?
Nah, I don't think he had it in him in the first place. He wasn't a Pro Bowler in the NFC. Leave alone the AFC. What the fuck?
I can see Mac Jones getting invited to the Pro Bowl before him.
No. Nope. I can't see Mac Jones doing another sort. Not tripping.
Mac
AFC
Wilson
too
to go
loaded with
before Mac Jones.
AFC is too loaded with quarterbacks. You can't just pull niggas' names out the hat, man. There's too many killers that he got to
Yeah.
get to get that nod, man.
Yeah.
Shit. No way.
First OG.
Oh, I got a hot take for you.
All right.
I think this one got teeth.
Okay.
Sam Howell is the second best quarterback in the NFC East.
So you jumping on my bandwagon now?
Emma, I don't remember you mentioning him, but
So
I
everybody watch out for Sam.
I was hearing about him. When they after
Sam
they
Howell
played
will be better than everybody except for Jalen Hurts this year in that division.
I can
Better than
agree.
Dak, better than Daniel Jones. I think he leapfrog both of them, and it will be Jalen Hurts being still the best quarterback in that division, and Sam Howell will be the second best quarterback in that division.
Yeah. I'm kind of upset with Sam Howell because he showed how good he was this preseason. And now he's no longer one of those guys that's kind of one of my secret weapon pickups late in the draft because people are now targeting him.
Not yet.
Oh, late in like mid draft, I've been seeing people who grab him mid draft.
I've been picking him up off waiver wires, and I've been seeing him out there on waiver wires. Check your waiver; he's still out there in most of my leagues. He's still out there. I picked him up when it made sense to. The only one I've got one league where I had to decide between him and Russ, and I went with Russ, but reluctantly. I went with Russ reluctantly. When Garoppolo, I dumped Garoppolo for him. But in the other leagues, I just believe in my backup a little more than I do in Sam Howell. But I don't not in a way that I discount Sam Howell at all. I'm just not a guy that likes to carry three quarterbacks. I like to carry two quarterbacks, period. And so therefore, it comes down to a choice of who did I end up getting as that second quarterback, and is he a big enough name where I can't say no, or because if it's somebody that I'm teeter tottering, I'm going with Sam Howell. And the only time I didn't was with Russ, and I tell you it wasn't easy. It was a tough decision, but I ended up staying with Russ, and I almost went back today and swapped. I almost went back today and swapped him back out. I ain't lying. I'm teeter-tottering that much that I think I might want to go with Sam Howell over Russ, but I'm definitely saying that he's going to be the second best quarterback in that division. That's my hot take.
I absolutely agree with him. This offseason, I've noticed how big of a question mark he was last season and going into this offseason. And seeing the workouts he's been doing with Terry McLaurin and everyone else there, I'm like, you know what? His question mark's getting smaller and smaller, and it's looking more and more like an exclamation. You know, he's growing he's getting into his groove. And this season, I'm interested to see what I want to touch back up on him midway through the season to see where he's at.
Yeah, and I will say this: I had already started changing my mind when I started realizing who he was. I mean, he was a 3-year starter at North Carolina. Injury set him back that last year, or he would have been a first-round draft pick. So he was first-round talent, found late, kind of like Hendon Hooker. He was first-round talent that didn't get to show out that last year. And you know, it just hit me, something that I hadn't paid attention to all this time until recently. Like last week, it hit me. And he's got Eric Bieniemy now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a lot of question marks that first year. They said, we're going to start Patrick Mahomes this year. There was question marks until the first game of the season. Then everybody went, oh, wait a minute. Did that guy go undrafted yet? Did anybody get him? He's got Bieniemy. So was Andy Reid the reason? Was Andy Reid the secret sauce for Pat Mahomes, or was Eric Bieniemy the secret sauce? And then I saw them last night.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And everybody at the bar was in shock watching Sam Howell pick that defense of Baltimore to pieces. That motherfucker can play some ball. Sam Howell is better than Dak Prescott and Daniel Jones. That's my hot take, and I'm sticking to it.
I can get with that.
I love it. Look, I last year I was a Sam Howell fan, and he didn't get his opportunity, so I can't wait for this season.
I like him. I like him a lot. I really do. I think he's a good value late quarterback pickup. I think after week 1, you're going to see everybody. A lot of people are going to be scrambling for Sam Howell after week 1, and I think by week 2 he'll be above 95% rostered in fantasy football across the country, across the platforms, all the platforms. He'll be over 95% rostered.
Big Ed, you got any hot takes? Preferably none that are Bears related.
No, not really.
All right.
See, you disqualified him when you took the Bears out the equation. That ain't right, man. You can include the Bears. What's your hot take, man?
That Justin gets his 4,000 yards this year.
See, I told you. If you disqualified the Bears, you disqualified his opinion. All right,
but no, for real though, I really believe he's gonna get that 4,000 he's set down for.
Okay. So see, here's y'all quirks right there. Waze has a tendency to try to outsmart people too early in the draft, and Big Ed picks with his heart instead of his head
Actually,
too early
no.
in the draft.
Actually, no.
I've seen you go Justin Fields first round. He is not a first round quarterback. I'm sorry. That's not a first round pick.
Okay,
exactly.
I guess
That's my point. You can't see past your Bear. I've been in the league. Let me put it this way: I've not been, and y'all know I'm in several leagues. Not a single draft have I seen anybody other than you pick Justin Fields in the first round.
Somebody did it in the best free league.
That was me. I saw he was on the board. I was like, I'm grabbing him before Big Ed does.
There you go.
Hey, because he put a
jab on you. He put a jab move, Johnny Mechanic move on you. That's what he did. He put a jab move on you.
He's supposed to be a fantasy monster.
Jab tried to do that to me, but I'm too shifty.
I grabbed Justin Fields and then Justin Herbert. It was beautiful.
That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, that's something y'all. That's y'all quirks, man.
This is true.
Y'all quirks. I peeped that. About y'all. And I'm saying it because I know other people peep it. I know Jab study people.
Oh yeah.
Jab studies people.
That's why I do the way I do, because I'm like, I want to irritate him as much as possible.
You're not irritating him picking players that you could have gotten the 6th round in the 2nd. That's not going to irritate anybody but your teammates. Oh snap! What's next, man? What's next?
So we were talking about Sam Howell, and this is something that I consider as an option now after today's news, and that's that the Colts have given Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade, and I honestly think he ends up over there in Washington. Washington's going to be a lot scarier this year than people are anticipating.
Washington's already got 2 beast running backs. I see him going to Dallas.
I don't see him making that move.
You say Washington already got two beasts. Who they got?
Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson.
I don't consider Gibson a beast per se, but I hear you. He may be complimentary to Brian Robinson enough where they feel like that's the right compliment to him. But Gibson is it seemed like year in year out is more of a disappointment than a beast.
I think them bringing Jonathan Taylor in, it will cause a situation where Brian Robinson and Jonathan Taylor are the 2 scariest back duo in the league.
Now I've heard last night at the bar when I was at the cigar bar watching the Redskin game. I don't care what y'all call them. They're the Redskins. I'm a racist.
They're finna go back to it anyways.
Call me racist. Y'all gonna call me one anyway after I get to my parental advisory. So you may as well start calling me one now. May as well start now. I was watching the Redskins game, and we were talking about that came up, and it was like consensus amongst everybody at the bar except me. I was just listening. I didn't give an opinion, but they were all in consensus that it's going to be Miami. That he's going to Miami, and that would not be a bad landing spot for him. That would actually be pretty nasty. You got him in the backfield with Waddle and Hill on the outsides. That could be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But from everything I've been reading and hearing, I'm with Big Ed. I think he might be headed to the Cowboys.
Tony Pollard's not an every down back.
I think he might be headed to Dallas.
Here's the thing: what does Dallas have that they can offer? Because they'd have to give up this next year and the following year's first-round picks. The Colts are not taking anything less.
Jerry wants a bowl now, and if he believes Jonathan Taylor can give him a bowl, give him a ring, I think he'll do it.
If he really wanted a championship that bad, he should have made more of an effort to get Aaron Rodgers right.
Aaron Rodgers didn't want to work with Mike McCarthy again.
That's a good point.
And Jerry is also about the show, putting butts in the seats.
And Jonathan Taylor
paid him to pay for it, man. I gotta fill this place up, so that's a turnstile turner. Jonathan Taylor would be. So I could see him pulling out all the stops and doing whatever he got to do to make that happen, if it's possible, at all possible. So and from everything I'm hearing, they've put the most on the table so far.
Yeah.
Say they've put forth the best offer so far.
And
But that's so far. There's a lot of teams in the NFL that can use Jonathan Taylor.
Oh yeah.
another
What it
name,
is.
There's 31 of them. Well, 32 of them now.
there was another name floating around, or team floating around out there for him, and that was the Ravens.
I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be bad. There's a lot of places. I mean, there's no place you can name that would be a bad place for him to land.
Right.
Every team would be better with him with their squad. Every team you can name would be better with Jonathan Taylor back there.
Now with him getting,
I think he's gonna land in a 49ers uniform, personally.
I don't
what
see
they gonna do with McCaffrey?
right.
They gonna have the two baddest McCaffrey and Jonathan. What are you gonna do with them? That's the question. What you gonna do with McCaffrey? And when we got Jonathan Taylor back on his side, what are you gonna do is the question.
So,
Not-
Now, hear me out then. If that's the case, does that mean that Debo has to be part of this trade to go over to Indy?
Oh, absolutely not. Debo doesn't go. No.
Then does that mean bye Kittle?
Nope.
Somebody gotta go.
Y'all can have Trey Lance.
Someone's gotta go. Oh, they ain't going for that. No, they ain't going.
Colts ain't going for that one.
Jab went for it. He gave me Najee Harris for him. They can get Jonathan Taylor for him. There we go. Now, there it is.
Dab just want to give you a chip in that league.
Ooh-wee. Let's go, baby.
All right.
Go.
Let's move on to this. Actually, I got one injury update I should have let everybody know about. That's more of a mid-draft situation. But Jackson Smith and Jigba doesn't look to be able to play for the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Mm.
He has a slight fracture in his wrist from this past Saturday's game.
Damn, I didn't know that. I like him. I don't love him. He's not extremely high on my. He's in my top 200. Needless to say, it's not extremely high. He tends to either, in most of my drafts so far, he tends to either go before I would have picked him, or probably more often, by the time I get to his name, I'm already receivered out. I got all the receivers I'm gonna get before I get to his name. I'm done picking receivers by the time I get to his name. In most of the leagues that I've been, so he'll be okay. He'll be fine. I don't think it's a huge loss this season. And he's got time to heal for when I think he's more of a second, third year guy that's going to really when he's really going to be impactful.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I do think the sky's the limit with this kid. I think he's in the best place with the Seattle Seahawks and everything, but this year they still got Lockett, they still got DK. I can see Lockett moving up over DK, but Jackson will still stay down in the slot as a number 3.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And he can be effective there.
Yeah, just from playing Madden, they must have souped him up in Madden because right now in Madden, he's the best receiver on the Seahawks.
I can agree with that, to be perfectly honest. From my evaluation, looking at it from a coach's perspective, he is the best wide receiver they have on their team.
And they got him in the slot. Oh, man, he's dangerous. He is dangerous on Madden right now.
Okay. All right, that's interesting.
Now, we got some more news that we definitely have to talk about. And that is some comments made by Stephen A. Smith regarding Stephon Diggs. wanting to be out of Buffalo.
He said he got his sources, man. He
Yep.
said he didn't hear from the horse's mouth, but he's got sources. And if that's true, what does that mean for the Bills? Maybe they trade Stephon Diggs for Jonathan Taylor.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro. Hold on, because if that's the case, they gotta also add in one of their backs into that mix to fill
James
that.
Cook.
And that's exactly who I was going to propose is James Cook, Stephon Diggs, and yeah.
But no, because they want 2 first-round picks. Buffalo ain't gonna give up Stephon Diggs, James Cook, and 2 first-round picks.
No, they're not. They're going to. I can see them not giving up a first-round pick at all if they get James Cook and Stephon Diggs. I can see them taking a 4th or 5th round pick after that.
I know.
Stephon Diggs is a first-round pick in his own right. James Cook is a first-round pick, literally.
I don't see him doing that. Cook's production hasn't equaled that.
But I don't. You know what? I'm lukewarm on the idea. Quite frankly, I'm wondering if that's too much to give up for Jonathan Taylor. The thing with it is, I do believe that right now, Cook and Diggs is better than anybody you're getting out the first round.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anybody in the first round produce anything yet either, because they ain't in the league yet. So I know what I'm getting here. I know what I have in James Cook. I know what I have in Stephon Diggs. So I can go with 2 proven commodities for 1 proven commodity and move on. The question would still stand, though. Then what does Buffalo do about that empty big hole they got at receiver slot? That would leave a big hole at the receiver slot. So they need something back for him more than Jonathan Taylor. They should be getting a pick. They should be.
Yeah.
They should be getting a pick in return. I'll give you James Cook and Stephon Diggs for Jonathan Taylor and a pick. I don't know what round, and it ain't gonna be a first, but it could be a later round. But I've got to get. I deserve a pick if I'm giving that up.
I can see Indy doing this, and the only reason I can see Indy doing this is because they're looking at it from the perspective of if James Cook stays healthy, Stephon Diggs back there with Michael Pittman.
You got Anthony Richardson. You got a rookie quarterback. You got a veteran running back and 2 veteran receivers. You're giving him a chance.
Yeah,
you are giving him a chance.
And so from their perspective, it's worth that thing because
I can see it.
They now have a better opportunity to get into these playoffs and potentially win it all. Not with a rookie quarterback, but
you're stretching it a little bit.
The next 3 or 4
You're stretching it a little bit.
The next 3 or 4, not right away, but if they're smart, they're willing to make that pick. I'd be comfortable giving away a 2nd round pick for next year's draft.
Yeah.
Especially if you believe in Anthony Richardson and the way they showed that they believe in him.
I would say Taylor in a 3 or Taylor in a 4. Taylor in a 3 would get that deal done. Taylor in a 3 for Cook and Diggs would probably get that deal done. They'd probably have to throw in a 4 or something like that. Diggs, Cook and a 4 for Taylor in a 3 is a car deal.
There you go. So that brings me to a question I got for you guys. Do you have any topics that you want to bring up at all that I have not covered yet?
No.
I just got a question.
Okay.
Will the Jonathan Taylor trade reset the running back market?
No.
We won't see that until next season.
Something has to happen outside of. I think something has to happen outside of football per se. Off the field, that's going to make change. You know what I would love? You know what I would propose? if I were a running back, I would propose getting on the phone with all the running backs and saying, let's separate from the NFLPA and have our own union, the
Yep.
running back PA, the NFL RBPA, and create our own rule because the NFLPA is not on our side. They do not have our back. If they did, we wouldn't be getting paid less than kickers. So we are that they definitely don't have our best interest at heart. And in order for running backs to get what they feel they deserve, they have to band together and demand it.
Yeah.
We have to have the right to go on strike on our own. Y'all can play with a bunch of scab running backs. Some teams gonna be just fine without us, and some teams not. Some teams gonna miss they star running back.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the best power play we can pull, and see what happens. Something drastic. I don't see that happening. Don't get me wrong. I think that's a little far fetched. I think that's far fetched. But something that drastic, I think, has to happen to make the market change because you can't make me pay you. You can't make me pay somebody else. This my money.
You see, the biggest thing they could possibly do is a league-wide running back hold. Not even just a holdout, but strike, essentially.
Exactly.
And that's the best opportunity that they
The
have.
only way they can do that is if they separate from the NFLPA and become their own union, the union of running backs, the running back.
Just that thought alone brings up a whole new question for these running backs and their representatives to take into consideration is, well, then how do we convince the third string and practice squad running backs not to take that deal and join us?
Good luck.
You know, it's a sticky situation.
Well, it's twofold to that though. It's two things to that. A, good luck.
Yeah.
Let's face it, scabs are gonna cross the line. It's going to somebody needs that job, and they're gonna go get it. But the real thing is, can we be strong enough without the star running back? We need the big names to be a part of this. And if all the big names are out, well, there's going to be some teams missing that. There's going to be some teams that's going to say, we need to sit at the table and think of something because I need Derrick Henry back.
Right. I mean, exactly. That's the example I was going to bring up. Who in Tennessee is going to watch Ryan Tannehill?
Yeah, so my guy from the practice squad is not going to give me the same production as Christian McCaffrey. He's just not going to.
No.
So I need my star running back on my team. But if they can't convince those guys to go, they can forget it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, exactly. That's the tough situation they're in.
It's a tough situation, man. Because those are the guys that are making some money. You know what I'm saying? So, can you convince the guys that's making money to not go to say, "Fuck your check"? I don't know. That's not an easy decision to make,
right?
Because what if the owners are right and we walk and they bring these scabs up and everybody and they just fine. Well, now what? Now we screwed ourselves.
Yep.
I need my check.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
So and you've got those guys that we're naming. That's not the ones getting paid less than the kickers. Then you got the guys that are getting paid less than the kickers.
Yeah.
The ones that's bringing that average down. Well, what are they going to do without a check? Oh yeah. You might have saved up. You might have saved up some change from your $30 million contract, but has he saved up enough change from his $300,000?
These are your Alexander Madisons, your Roshan Johnsons.
I mean, $300,000 ain't nothing to shake a stick at in my life, but in football world, hey, they built a certain lifestyle that they got to maintain, and they can't maintain it if they're not getting that check.
Yeah.
Right. Man,
So-
I should have clicked on that story earlier. I saw a story earlier about an old NFL player who's actually now driving trucks for a living.
It's not uncommon. It's
No.
not uncommon. I mean, in my business, I can name you. I Devin Taylor. Devin Taylor played defensive tackle for the Lions. You never heard of him. He sells cars now. Good friend of mine. I just got him on. He just moved from here to Houston, and I made a phone call and told him, hey, give my boy a job. So he's selling cars in Houston now because of a phone call I made. This nigga played for the Lions. He's
Damn.
defensive tackle for the Lions. Got pictures of himself sacking Drew Brees. But guess what? That's where he at now. Henry Thomas played for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
Also played for the Lions. Damn near Hall of Fame credentials. He was there with Richard Dent and them cats. I mean, he's got credentials. He goes to every Super Bowl on a house. But he's a porter at Tom Peacock Cadillac in Houston, Texas. So
Damn.
no, it's not abnormal, bro.
Yeah.
Really not abnormal.
You ever heard of a guy named Ron Wolford?
Yes.
He was actually the director of the boys club in Beloit, Wisconsin.
There it is.
He used to play for the Arizona Cardinals and I believe it was the Broncos.
Yeah. Louis Sharp used to play offensive tackle for the Arizona Cardinals. Well, they were St. Louis Cardinals and Arizona Cardinals, something like that. But he played for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And he was consummate Pro Bowl. Went to 9 Pro Bowls.
Damn.
He live out here in the hood. He live out here in my neighborhood. I see Louis Sharp all the time. So it's not uncommon.
Right.
It's really not. They got it. When them checks stop, man. What next? If you don't have a next, your lifestyle has to change.
Absolutely. All right. On that note, I got one final question for you guys. It's a piggyback off of a question we had last week. Actually, more of a story we had last week concerning a Mount Rushmore of a certain position in football.
Okay.
But this week, I'm going to ask, what is your Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks?
Joe Montana, Tom Brady. It's an easy 2 for me. Premature, but I'm going to go there. Patrick Mahomes.
I'm okay with that.
And who else? I might have to go with Roger Staubach. Roger the Dodger Staubach. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Staubach. That's my Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
I'm gonna agree with Brady and Montana. And I'm gonna put Dan Marino and Johnny Unitas up there.
Okay.
I got you. I already know. I go personal with mine. Michael Vick, Peyton Manning. I go with Drew Brees. And I really fucking hate to say this. Tom Brady. That just tastes like shit. Tom Brady.
Okay. I'm glad you put Brady there because before that, I think Montana had more Super Bowls than the other 3 combined, but you left him off. But anyway.
Right.
These are I named my favorite quarterbacks to watch. For me,
We could have put Terry Bradshaw up there and he still would have had more Super Bowls than them.
I was going based off of
Yeah.
my heart and the way I feel about quarterbacks and that I've grown up watching. Peyton Manning is the GOAT.
Okay.
And I don't see how you can say that. And him and Tom Brady played at the same damn time.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why they're both on my damn list.
But I can't see how you can put Peyton as the GOAT.
How can you?
Right. Right. I agree. I agree with you, Big Ed.
I don't care. I'm putting him on there. I didn't put his receding hairline not
Yeah,
so much anymore.
what was that lemon cherry cheesecake gelato that you had?
Yeah, lemon cherry gelato.
Yeah, I need some of that because I need what you smoking. I need to be as high as you.
And I don't need to be that high at all. Yeah, I do not need it. So is that it, man? What else we got?
No, we got one more thing.
Oh, we got one more thing.
We didn't do OG's parental advisory moment.
Oh yeah, viewer discretion is advised.
Okay. All right. I'll do that. But I'm not going to go as hard as I went before because today's topic is more of one of admiration than admonishment. So I'm not really feeling angry about it. I am admiring the fact that this dude, let's call it what it is, because y'all won't call me what y'all want to call me anyway. So I'm not, you're going to call me racist, but I'm saying this as a term of endearment because this is admiration. This white boy from the Texas EFG is playing Johnny like a freaking piano. Oh my God, I am blown away. So this is how he played the brothers. This is how he played the brothers, right? That's been supporting this league for years, been down with him from day one. This is how he played us. You better sign up by Memorial Day or it's off. He's still begging them motherfuckers for a fight. He's still in his damn. The season started in less than 2 weeks, and he's still begging them sign up now. And you know what the old boy did? The old boy said in public, in his group, he made this public statement. Daniel White, you get your ass over here and you sign now. And he said, "Man, I got shit to do. Lions ain't got time to be playing with fleas. We good."
Damn. If that ain't
and he was Lions, we beat you, we wiped the floor with you. Like, you know what, you're right, you won, but I'm still better than you. My group is better than yours. My leagues are better than yours. I don't need you. We good. Good luck. And boy, I tell you, I'm just like I give you I gotta give you props. I gotta give you props because he been treating the brothers bad all year, and all the bad talking, all the deadlines and all that shit is out the window when it comes to this guy. He got him on his knees groveling, begging for a fight, and then he barely even put up a fight when he did. But so it ain't about whether or not you're better. I admire you. And then today, I go on the day, and he's got posted all the leagues from their group that he's in. Here's all the groups, all the leagues from the Texas EFG that I've joined. Guess how many old boy and them joined of SWFFG's groups?
Nada there, nada.
Not a goddamn one. None. In 2 of the leagues he joined, they stole their name from our group.
Oh hell!
I will say this though. There was one he posted. He posted the format of it. It's a concept league. They do a lot of concept leagues, and it was a cool concept. 2 quarterbacks and all flex.
I love it.
Wow.
Ooh.
2 quarterbacks and all flex after that. So that's a pretty cool concept. I dig it. And but I can recall when somebody whose name I ain't gonna mention, but it rhymes with miss, sort of like he does with championships. He normally miss. In case you didn't catch that, his middle name rhymes with ISIS. But anyway, When I first introduced the two quarterback league, oh, he let me have it. Oh, that's bullshit. Ain't no such thing. That's stupid. Don't make no sense. Blah blah blah.
Ain't he in Dynasty?
The day when he saw this two quarterback league posted, like, I'm telling you, this white boy is playing. This white boy got these dudes mind controlled. I don't know how he did it, but I salute you. I do salute you. Everything bad I ever said about you, I take back. You are a bad motherfucker when it comes to the mind game. You got them wrapped around your fingers, and I guarantee ain't nothing about none of Jab's leagues posted in his group the way Jab is posting about his leagues in his group.
Right.
And he ain't bit more thinking about, so what you want? Thanks. Great. Great. And all these deadlines y'all put on us months ago, months before the season started. You got to agree tomorrow or else. These motherfuckers still ain't. He's still begging these dudes. The season's starting in a couple weeks, and he's still begging. And I just can't believe it, man. That's all I got, man. Parental discretion was not totally advised in this one, but that's all I got. That's my take. We want to thank y'all for joining us. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is the Showdown, and we out. I'm your boy OG. That's Big Ed and Ways, and we out, y'all. Peace.